Hello anybody that's watching. Just setting up here. Apologies, one moment. Okay. Hi anyone that's watching. Just gonna make sure that I'm signed in here for the comments. Okay, this is just the finishing up part of this project. It's already a little bit done. The last episode I added some bronze metallic decal here. This is the color Peachy Keen. Just gonna make sure we're good to go. Yes. Okay. Just gonna wait for some people to get on before I start here. Just gonna boost this up a bit. Just give it a little time. Get some people on here. Got a visitor. Hello, hi, thanks for tuning in. Just gonna wait for a few more people to come on before I start getting to work on this. Oh, Fabiola, hi. Okay. So for the people watching, hi, I'm Mary from Chic Paint. I am at home painting in my studio today, and I just wanted to show you guys the end result of this project in Peachy Keen. Where is it here? That is this lovely color right here. It's a very gorgeous, subtle apricot pink. Hey Kimberly from Delaware, thanks for tuning in. Okay, so we got some people, just gonna go ahead and start. I already have waxed this with natural wax just for a softer feel. I gave it a day, about overnight to dry before waxing. So that's our natural wax right here. Just it's clear, 100% natural beeswax. I used my brushes here. This is a good way to keep them in between uses if you don't want to wash them out right away. So I've got my wax brush that I use for the all over natural wax. I like to use a smaller wax for detailed pieces like this when I go into tint with an aging wax, like our antiquing wax. This is a nice dark brown, one of my favorites. Very easy to go to, looks great over white. I like to use just an old artist brush to get into the grooves, but I was just rummaging around through the random brush pile, and I found one that is stiffer and goes on just a bit more. So I'm going to start that in a second here, antiquing, adding some brown to darken this up and make it look a lot older. In the previous show, I used a belt buckle metallic cream, which is a really nice bronze metallic, and I used a nice stencil just to give it some character here. Not sure if you can see that shine, but it's really nice. Okay, good. So just going to start with the stiffer brush and my antiquing wax. And this project is for my mom. It used to be just a nice chippy brown Art Deco piece. The finish was kind of worn. It had seen its day as wood. So now I painted it this pretty peachy color. And she wants it a little distressed. So I've already sanded, got my areas worn the way I like them. But I wanted to darken up the color of Peachy Keen. It is a really nice pink on its own, but I want this old world effect to it. So the easiest way to just add a little depth, start slow, start from the back of the piece if you haven't done this before, but I just want to show you guys here. If you work your way from the outside in and just apply it in the crevices, the corners, let it sit for a minute. So I'm just pressing. It is a stiffer wax. It's not a solvent wax. So I'm just getting the bristles just a bit into the tin and getting most of the product on there. I'll wait a little bit before I go ahead and buff. Gonna open up this here. So this is a good example for any kind of drawers you have. If you have like a 6-drawer French provincial piece and you want to add depth to all of those drawers, you can use a glaze, which we offer, which is a water-based product. You just brush it on, wipe it off. Or you can go for wax for a really natural, subtle, not like a dirty kind of look, but definitely grimy, but in a good way. It's just going to go on from the other side. You'll notice I'm not really working on the inside, don't really need to. And for good measure, get the corners there. Has anybody used this product before? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to know. Wax is a pretty common thing to use with chalk style paints. You don't have to. The paints are pretty durable on their own, but sometimes it's nice to add some effects or light protection. So it looks like you can see the bottom of this. So there's a lot of nice grooves here. I'm just going to push the wax from the outside in, just on the feet and the trim. And I've already natural waxed the inside, and I buffed it just a little bit. Natural wax allows me to control how much tinted wax I'm getting on there. Just letting it sit for a little bit. Wax you used yesterday for aging. Kimberly, yes, this is the antiquing wax, the same one, and then the clear wax goes on first. You don't have to use this. If you want a really pigmented look, go right ahead with the tinted waxes. This is just my method. So I'm going to go on to the other side and antique it up. How's everybody's week going so far? At home, probably. Hope you guys have a little bit of a routine going. Get out there while it's sunny. So some nice shadows here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and use my Frank's cloth. I get these from Canadian Tire. J cloths work as well. Just make sure it's a lint-free cloth. Make sure you keep the dirty side separate from your new project area. Just going to go ahead, wrap it up in the fingers, and do some light circular motions, because I just want to gently bring some of that tinted wax into the main area, but not too much. And I'm deliberately leaving behind some in the crevices. That will cure and harden over time, and will look like good old-fashioned grime from years past, but I put it there. And it does lightly tint the paint, so if you find it's got like a tossed through a fire burnt look, that's where you might want to apply a little natural wax to be able to take some of that antiquing wax off. But I really like the look that it's creating right now. It kind of settles into my brush marks, very light brush marks, but it's just a nice subtle effect that I'm loving. And leave a bit behind the crevices. Okay. And again, just trying to bring it a little bit into the center, but not too much. And leave some behind. You do want to still buff it a little bit so it's not tacky to the touch, because it won't quite dry nicely if you haven't buffed it just a bit. Not using a lot of pressure. And we did get the top here. Bring that in a bit. Gonna leave some of that there so it's nice and dark. Just adds a lot of character to it. going to try and smooth that out for a natural gradient. Very nice. So definitely a lot darker than the inside. This is just natural wax, no tint. You can see just a bit of a difference in the finish. I love this look. It's very easy to do. And if you find that your antiquing wax isn't too dramatic for your own project, you can just let it sit for a couple of hours and then go ahead and apply some more wax. And that does the trick. I'm just going to pop that out again. Okay, I think I got that the way I like it. Kind of blind from this side here, but there we go. Nice subtle antiquing effects. Just show you the back side that doesn't have much on it. So this side just has a little bit of antiquing wax, and this side just has matte paint on it. Haven't done anything to it. So it does have that nice chalky feel that matte paint does have. And this side is a little glossier. Yeah, just a bit more muted. Oh, fabulous. The name of the color is Peachy Keen. It's, God, keep losing the jar here. It's this color right here. Peachy Keen. Really love it. It's a brand new color, well, brand new-ish from September. Our Lustrum collection is celebrating 5 years as a company, so this was a very popular one so far. Oh, and just for ordering online, you don't have to get Peachy Keen, but there is a coupon out there, Peachy10, which gets you 10% off countrychicpaint.com or .ca. Good for a week. Glad you do. That's awesome. Me too. This is not the only thing I'll be using it on. It goes great for any decor, little girls' rooms, teenage girls, anybody will like it. So I'm just going to show you adding some definition to a plain space with the wax. Now, because it's the back, I'm not too worried about it being too pigmented or anything. So this is going to be an example of antiquing wax without any natural wax on there first. So you can see just how pigmented it is and how much stays behind when you don't use natural wax first. Entirely optional, but just depends on what the look you're going for. I really only do this if I'm sure the person I'm painting for likes a heavily distressed or antiqued look. Otherwise, more people just prefer the subtle aging, but it just depends. You have to ask those questions or ask yourself that if it's your own piece. So very little on the outside, but I do want to kind of frame it in. It is a bit of a wobbly piece of wood, so I hope I don't break it. Just going to try and find a clean spot. If you have a larger project, you might want to use more than one cloth. So it really, really tints that up. Very dark in the areas that it was applied. And it doesn't quite go as far or blend as nicely. I haven't started, you know, very hard, but just initially. So that's just a little bit of buffing the product in, whereas it would have been a little smoother had I used natural wax. Don't want to get it where I don't want it there. But I'm just going to try buffing a little bit more for an even finish. And I probably will just end up using the natural wax in the center. kind of the effect you get. I'm not sure if you can see much of that there, but it is very pigmented. So I'm just going to go in with my natural wax. And there isn't enough wax on there to stain this brush with antiquing wax, so it'll be okay. So yeah, definitely darker than the front when you don't go with natural wax first, but I like it. But see, even after applying natural wax, I can still erase some of that antiquing wax. So if you haven't laid it down first, don't worry, you can just use natural wax on top to take off some of the wax if you find it's too pigmented. It does act a bit like an eraser. So different application, slightly different look, but you can get pretty much the same effect. Oops. How does it compare to Ooh La La? I have that on the shelf. Ooh La La is definitely a blush pink, whereas Peachy Keen is an apricot pink. So there's those two jars for you. So this looks white in camera, but it isn't. It's a very, very light pink, very light peach, I would say. It's not like a blue-based pink, definitely got a little yellow to it. It's very warm and cozy, I love it. And it is those flowers right there, if you can see them. So that's Peachy Keen, that's Ooh La La. Very close. Very close indeed. All right. So just gonna finish up that side there. Gonna lay down the natural wax first. So the aim of the wax brush, you don't have to use it. You could just use a cloth the entire project waxing, but this just gets it on there, disperses it evenly, works into the wood and the grooves nicely. It's ergonomic, easy to hold, very handy, and really gets in the details. So this is paint and natural wax. And just going to go in with antiquing wax on that side to darken it. Getting lots on the brush. And much like the front, just sticking to kind of an upward motion in the crevices. And finish that all the way through for a more even look. Still get the back. You don't have to paint the back, but I like to be thorough just in case somebody wants to turn this around or not have it against a wall. This side already had a bit of natural wax on it, just from yesterday's work to it. So I'm just going to go ahead with antiquing wax and add a bit more because I don't think I applied enough last time. Giving everything some time to set. Don't have to be too exact with this. Just tints it nicely. Just going to leave that to sit for a second longer. Okay. Oh wow! You have Ooh La La, you're going to paint your cedar chest with it. Hubby gave it to you when you're 18, now you're 58. That's fantastic. I'm glad you held on to it. Definitely a good color. Thanks, Fabiola. Hope this is giving you guys some good tips if you're ever going to use this color, or if you're just interested, you know, in using a bit of antiquing wax. If I'm doing a kitchen table or anything that needs real durability later, I do recommend using a glaze if you're wanting to antique something instead of wax. In that case, you really want to use Tough Coat, which is a water-based top coat that will protect things like kitchen tables, kitchen cabinets, outdoor decor, but it is a water-based product, so wax can't go under it. So it does have its limitations, but it does create beautiful natural finishes on low-traffic decor, like this magazine rack. This rack didn't even need any wax. I'm just doing it for effect, really. The paint's pretty durable for just projects like this. Yeah, 40 years goes by. I can't say 40 years goes by fast, not yet, but getting an inkling of what you mean. Definitely glad I added more. Never be afraid to just keep putting it on. You can always correct something. Wax can always be removed if you want to paint over it or if you want to seal it. You can use rubbing alcohol is the easiest way, but TSP, cleaner, other odorless mineral spirits will do the trick. But I don't see me removing wax from this one anytime soon. Just going to do the fun side, I think, one more, and then we'll probably wrap it up. But just want to show you guys darkening up this side, the pretty one with the detail, because it's gorgeous. Where's my wax? Okay. So I'm going to go really heavy in the corners because it needs to be a lot darker for me. Kind of messy, that's okay. Just a little bit in the crevices, more in the corners. Maybe some up here. Anywhere that time might have done its thing. Even give some definition to this thing. See what that does. Find a clean spot to this cloth. That's getting harder to do. There we go. Okay. Very lightly, just trying to tint up the design that we stenciled in belt buckle. So it's a little darker now. Kind of has a bit of a pop to it. Don't know if you can see that shine. It doesn't diminish it at all. Just stains the paint underneath nicely. If you find that applying natural wax first is making it harder to have antiquing wax stick, you can just put it on after or opt not to use it. It's not necessary. I'm definitely going to leave behind more in the bottoms here. So that's where it would have settled. Very good. Grimy look happening. And I had already distressed, so this is just going nicely with the wood peeking through. And that's a little bit darker than it was before, and kind of how I like it. So that's that for now. Ooh, look at that detail. Yep. This would be even kind of nice with a gold wax. Unfortunately, I don't have gold wax on me, but if you're doing something and you wanted to just take the finish to the next level, a little gold shimmer would be nice, or pearl wax even. Pearl wax over a pink is absolutely beautiful. It's a very nice finish to look at, especially on an ornate piece if you have it, or a vanity, or that cedar test. So just going to say one more time, the Peachy 10, that's a good discount that you can use. That's good for a week, 10% off the website, countrychicpaint.com. But I think I am done with this one. I'm going to let it cure for a couple of days before I give it back to my mom. It is a bit tacky to the touch, but after a day, it has been buffed, of course. So after a day, it should be good to give to her, gently use, and then it'll be fine. I hope you guys had a great day. Please subscribe to this channel if you want to get notified for more lives with me, Mary from Country Chic Paint. Give this video a like if you did enjoy it. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Get out there in the sun, and I'm just going to log off now. Bye now.